It is so wonderful to be here with you today. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sue Schoning, and I have to tell you, I have been so excited about getting together with you to discuss what is coming up. We are coming into the most bloody brilliant space. All year, I've been saying to you that the energy is getting better and better as we accelerate through this year. And as we hit April, I promised you that this energy was all about the keys to the kingdom. So today, I'm going to be really going into what I really meant by that. If you haven't watched our April video, please do. I've put a link to it at the bottom of this video so that you can actually tune into that and see what it is. But just very briefly, the blanket energy for April is this energy of absolute stability, marrying with this energy of absolute creativity, enthusiasm, and motivation, and surrounded, wrapped up in this very beautiful bow of conscious connection. And these are three exquisitely beautiful energies that are working and dancing together to give us a very, very strong blanket energy for April. Well, now we're going to go deeper. And now we're going to go and see what else is happening and how you can leverage it and how you can harness it. Because I firmly believe if we can understand what's happening out there, then we can start to see it as it starts to manifest in different areas of our lives. But most importantly, we know how to leverage it. We know what's going on. And so we can start to harness it and really, really cook with gas in certain areas of our lives. If we can harness it in our relationships, if we can really bring it into our job, our career, our business, or into our money, into our friendships, can you imagine just how powerful our life starts to be? Then we start really stepping into that space of being co-creators of our reality, because now we're understanding what is happening and what the energy is doing. So here we are. And we're in this space where old energy is clearing out. We can feel it, we can see it happening, and this new energy is entering in. It feels to me as if I can breathe in deeply and I'm taking in a full lungful of air, whereas maybe in the last couple of years, been breathing from the top of my chest. It feels to me like we are at the point now where the foot is off the brake. If you think back to 2017, 2016, 2018, most definitely, it's like we were driving with our foot still on the brake and our hand on the handbrake, and we were trying to press the accelerator, and we were kind of in this space of constant resistance. You can accelerate, but you can't get very far because you got the brakes down flat. Well, this year it's like the foot is off the brake. In fact, we are hurtling at breakneck speed. We are accelerating at a rate of knots. But there is this new energy that is entering. For me, it feels, when you walk into a room and it's all stuffy, and then you open up the windows and you open up the doors, and the fresh air can start blowing in, and it's just such a beautiful feeling. This is where we are. This really is this energy where we are. And before we go any further, as we stand at this point, what we really should do is we should stop and we should look for a minute at how far we've come. The last couple of years have been very, very busy. 2019 certainly hasn't been slow. It's been incredibly fast on every single level. And when we're hurtling along at such a rate of knots, it's very difficult to stand in perspective. It's very, very difficult to realize that we are getting an enormous amount done. And sometimes we need to just stop, and we need to actually just turn around and look and see how far it is that we've come, of everything that we've done, everything that we've achieved, everything that we've learned. Whether the journey has been good or bad or ugly, there has been a wisdom, there's been a growing, there's been a learning that has come. And before we go very much further, we really should be in that space where we stop and we look back and we just honor the journey, the learning, the experience, and how much traction we have gained and how much we are getting through and how much we're getting done. You know, it's so easy when we've got a to-do list which is a mile long and we're getting through the end of the day and we still haven't really made a dent on our to-do list. It's very easy to think that I'm not getting very much done at all. And the reality is that we really are. We're achieving a great deal. So be in a space of self-honoring, be in a space of self-awareness, and just be in a space where you look back and you're very conscious and you keep in perspective of how far you've come, because that truly is the building block as we move through the rest of April. But if I go back to that image that I gave you of kind of going down the highway with one foot on the brake and one foot on the accelerator and kind of being in this space of constant resistance, if I look back at the last couple of years, it's actually, there's been this energy that I'm facing forward, but actually my hands are tied behind my back. And so I've not really been in control of things. Things are happening to me and I don't really have the control. Well, as we go through 2019, and you can feel it, I know you can feel it because so many people that I'm speaking to are saying that they can feel this energy. It's almost as if those handcuffs have been taken off and we're in a space now where we are in control. And I don't know about you, but that really makes me want to fist pump the universe and go, yeah, bring it on. You know, before when we did a fist pump, we just grazed our knuckles against a brick wall. But now we're in a space where we can fist pump the universe and we are shattering through barriers and boundaries, and we are shattering through and moving into a space of getting things done. And oh my word, isn't that just exhilarating? Isn't that just fabulous? Can't you feel that power? Yeah, bring it on. So what is going on and why did I want to do this video? Well, here we are, and over the next couple of days, we have an enormous amount of things happening that have tremendous significance for us. And we start off on the 10th of April, Jupiter goes retrograde. Okay, I'm going to speak about that in more detail. On the 14th of April, the sun is exalted. As we go into the 16th of April, Venus goes exalted. And all of this is happening in a waxing moon. So we're heading towards a full moon. And as you know, anything that happens under the waxing moon is enormously auspicious, and the closer we get to that full moon, just how brilliant it is. So you can see over the next 9 days there is an enormous amount of things that are happening, and if we can just be aware, just be conscious of them, and if we can play with them, and if we can then do the work, which is the energy of April, be conscious and play, and then bring it into your structure of your life, oh my word, we are then cooking with gas. Okay, so let's have a look and let's go through. The first event that is happening is Jupiter goes retrograde. In Vedic astrology, we call it Guru. And he goes retrograde and he stays there until August. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've been well trained by Mercury retrograde. And so when we say Mercury retrograde, you're going, oh my God, what's going to happen now? And we're waiting for the sky to fall down because Mercury retrograde has trained us that our computers are going to fail and we better do our backups and everybody's going to get upset and there's going to be miscommunications and there's just going to be arguments and fights and we're not going to be able to find anything anyway. Well, relax. Because there are two things that are very different with a Jupiter retrograde. Number one is it moves very slowly. Remember, it's the old man of the universe. It is this huge planet and it moves very slowly. It's a principle of expansion. It's a principle of knowledge. It's a principle of wisdom. And so when Jupiter goes retrograde, it's not like Mercury, like whizzing around, you know, like at 200 miles an hour. It is slow and it's steady and it's stable and it's consistent. And what it's doing is it's saying, just be aware, just be conscious, just really be aware of who you are and where you are and how much you've learned, because that energy of Jupiter is an incredibly beneficial energy. Mercury is always filled with this frazzled, frantic energy of like 200 miles an hour. And Jupiter is slow and it's sedate. And it is about saying to you, what did you learn? Because here we're in a space of growth and we're in a space of expansion. But before we can grow and expand, let's just consolidate what you know already. Let's just be in a space of consciousness of what you know already, because out of knowledge and comes wisdom. Out of everything that I know, when it suddenly becomes absolute mind, body, spirit knowledge, now we're stepping into the realm of wisdom. And when we go into retrograde Guru, retrograde Jupiter, it is taking us into the realm where wisdom is there. But it comes out of our own life, out of our own experiences, out of our own journey. And this is why we're being told, stop, look back, just honor where you've been and honor the journey and honor where it's taken you and what it's taught you, because that is your building block for what is to come. This is a glorious energy of growth. It's a beautiful energy of expansion. It gives us so much more understanding. And it is an energy of, right, now we've got the basics, let's improve, let's grow, let's develop. It's almost, if I can put it this way, that up until now we had the ground floor, and Jupiter comes in and says, oh, I wonder, shall we build on a first floor and a second floor and a third floor? And why don't we just landscape the gardens at the same time? It's this energy of improvement. It's this energy of development, and it's absolutely glorious. It takes us into a space of consciousness. It takes us into this space of spiritual and philosophical expansion. So you can see now how beautifully that segues with the energy of conscious connection, which April gives us. It is this energy that says to us, things will work out. I know you had a bloody rough time in 2018, 17, 16, whenever. I'm here to remind you, things will work out. There's opportunities. I know that doors haven't opened for you over the last couple of years. I'm here to remind you that these doors do open, and it gives us synchronicities, and it gives us opportunities, and it brings it into a space where we can now start to leverage it. I don't know about you, but doesn't that sound fabulous? It tells us to be open-minded. It keeps us in a space that it says, remember, there is good fortune and fortune favors the brave. Be open-minded, be enthusiastic, be motivated. It's in the fiery sign of Sagittarius, but here's what you need to know, is that Jupiter actually owns Sagittarius. I want you to imagine Jupiter almost as a landlord, and it owns the house Sagittarius. So now what we've got is Jupiter is retrograde in its own house. And this is just such a beautifully beneficial, auspicious energy. Nothing to be frightened of, everything to embrace. Now, Jupiter also, it owns Pisces, and I want you to just to remember those two, because these two energies do come up again as we go through this talk, Sagittarius and Pisces. But already you can see if the blanket energy that we have is one of spiritual connection. Now we've got Jupiter retrograde that comes in, and it says, yeah, let's just underpin that. Yeah, let's just get more conscious. Let's step out of knowledge and into wisdom. So a very, very powerful energy that is really, really throbbing with opportunity and open doors. And that Sagittarian energy gives us the fire to be motivated and to be enthusiastic and to complete and to have the follow through. Instead of previous months or years where we've been running around like chickens without a head, that Sagittarian energy coupled with that Guru retrograde really gives us the ability to stick the course and to do what needs to be done. Very, very powerful energy. Remember, 10th of April all the way through until we get into August. So 14th of April, we have the sun at the moment is in Aries, and it is exalted when it goes into Aries. Now, the 14th of April is the beginning of the Vedic calendar. And that means for the next 30 days, we are in a space literally where we are bathed with the most glorious, glorious sunshine. And I want you to imagine coming out of a cold, long, grey winter, and now being able to stand underneath the warmth of the sun and allow it to kiss your skin and allow it to bring light and allow it to really just warm the landscape. For me, that's a very real image because, of course, I've just come out of a very cold, long, hard, grey winter. And so when we move into this space where the sun is exalted, it's about breathing in absolute light and being in the space where there is light everywhere. Everywhere. For the next 30 days, I want you to think that we are in a space where there is an enormous amount of energy and light that is throbbing. Now, that Aries energy that we have, okay, remember the sun has moved into Aries and it's exalted in Aries. So what is Aries about? Well, when it's in a good mood, it's fast moving, it's energetic, it's unstoppable, it's dynamic, it is all about action, it likes to get things going, it's creative, it's persistent as hell, it's dogmatic, it's a brilliant leader. But when he's in a bad mood, you know, our Aries people can be stubborn, they can be impulsive, they can be self-centered, bossy, jealous, narcissistic even, very, very possessive, maybe even a little bit manic, okay? So now we couple this with the sun and see what we've got. We've got the sun now likes to be in charge, natural authority. It likes to be seen, likes to be visible. It's forceful, it's regal, it's majestic, it's vital, it's luminous, it's charismatic, it is bright, it is shining, and it is there for everybody to see. It doesn't hide away. It is big and bright and beautiful. Now you can imagine when that powerful energy of the sun is dancing with that powerful energy of Aries. Wow, we are in for a space where there's just charismatic dancing that is just going to really, really crackle with energy. In a bad mood, that sun energy, oh look, it is just the same as Aries. It is also stubborn and impulsive and self-centered. It's also incredibly narcissistic. It is also slightly insecure and possessive. It can also be manic. It can also be in a space of no confidence and insecure. So these are the energies that we have got dancing. Exalted sun means it's in a good mood. Exalted in Aries means it brings out all of those power energies that we see in the Aries. So what we've got is we've got the fast moving leader, we've got energetic, unstoppable, we've got dynamic action, we've got movement, we've got authority, we've got the ability to say what needs to be said, we've got majesty. All of these glorious, glorious energies are throbbing through us for the next 30 days. And I want you to think a little bit like this. You see my little picture that's on the screen there. When the sun is at midday and it's noon and it's overhead, it casts no shadow. There are no shadows that are seen. Why? Because the sun is shining and everything is in a space of sharp, sharp relief. What it means as we're going through this next couple of days, our shadows are not there. The shadows that we normally clutter our lives with are now being illuminated so we can sort them out, so that we can step forward. That stuff that we are in a space where we hold ourselves back, it's like we won't see them. That space where we don't know what we're supposed to be doing, where we're confused, where there's no clarity, when the sun is overhead and there is like absolutely shining, brilliantly shining, it now gives us absolute clarity. And we're in a space where we're standing in light, and we're standing in a space where we can see everything that is around us that needs to be done is also standing in light. Can you imagine now the choices that you need to make, the decisions that you need to make when you can see what needs to be done? When you can see, if I do this, this is what's going to happen. Where you can see very, very clearly every element that is at play. When we're in the sun, exalted sun in Aries, it's going to give you an enormous amount of vitality, because the sun really, really is about your identity. It's what you think of yourself. Who do you think yourself to be? Now, you know, we go through spaces where we feel insecure, or we feel uncertain, or could somebody please just give me some visibility? When we're in a space where the sun is exalted, we are now able to step into a clearer sense of who we are. And we're able to now step out of our insecurities. So we're able to step forward with our own authority, with our own power. So we can now start to leverage things in our lives. So many people have said to me, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this situation. I don't know. When we have exalted sun, it makes things so much clearer. And so as we go through this month, and if you're in a space where you've got decisions to make, if you're in a space where you've got choices that you have to make, be aware that exalted sun is going to now start shining on all the issues, bringing them into the light so that you can see what they are, so that you can sort them out, so that you can make the right choice. If you're in a space where you've been holding yourself back and saying, no, I'm not ready to get on the stage, or no, I'm not ready to be seen, or no, I'm not ready to promote myself, or no, I'm not ready to even think about myself, exalted sun comes and it says, for God's sake, get on the stage and let yourself be seen. Exalted sun says, for God's sake, stand up and be who you are. It is such a brilliant, brilliant energy. It is the most supportive energy that we're ever going to have, that says, stand up and be you. Stand up and claim your authenticity. And if you remember in our last video when we spoke about the keys to the kingdom, this is an energy that says, remember, you are divine. Remember, you are a king. Remember, you are a queen. Remember, you are the divine child. Remember who you are. You know, if you think of a kingdom, it always has a throne. And I want you to think of your kingdom. Are you sitting on your own throne? Or have you abdicated? Or is somebody else sitting there? Or is somebody else controlling your throne room? Is somebody else controlling your kingdom? When we go into exalted sun, it's all about being very, very aware of who am I, what shadows have been holding me back, where my authority is, where my power is, but most importantly, where my divine, sacred space is. It's just such a very, very powerful energy to be working with. And what we're going to be seeing as we go through this month is opportunities for you to say what you really want or what you really believe. Opportunities to stand up and be seen for what you do. Opportunities to step into your own power. Opportunities to step into your own control. And again, it is just this very, very powerful energy that says, take the reins. Take the reins. You know, if we've been on a horse that has been running hell for leather and we haven't been able to hold the reins and steer it in the direction we want to go in, this is the energy that says, here are the reins. It's with us for the next 30 days. Exalted sun is in Aries, it's bloody brilliant. What can I say? Okay, so keep your face towards the sun. Wherever you are over the next 30 days, just be conscious, just be aware that we are in exalted sun, and just be aware as you breathe it in. In fact, go out every morning and just breathe this energy into you. On the 14th of April, which is the start of the Vedic New Year, I'm going to be getting up at sunrise, and I'm going to be greeting the sun on the 14th of April as it wakes up. And I'm going to be breathing this energy into me. And I urge you, join me. Why don't you join me? Why don't we do exactly this? And we all get together and we breathe in this very, very powerful energy and affirm to the universe, I'm ready to step into the full power of who I am, as we have exalted sun in Aries. 16th of April, okay? we have Venus, Shukra, in Vedic astrology, we call it Shukra. Venus goes exalted in Pisces, and it's there all the way through until the 10th of May. So we've got a nice couple of weeks there with this energy. Now, remember I said to you, just remember Pisces, that Jupiter runs Pisces. It is going retrograde in Sagittarius, but it also owns Pisces. So now what we've got is we've got this Jupiter retrograde link, and we've got this Pisces link with Venus. And so again, this energy of beneficial connectedness and consciousness that is throbbing through, which is glorious. But what we need to know is Shukra loves this placing. It really, really does. It thoroughly enjoys this placing. And you've got to imagine this gloriously, sensually, sexual, abundant energy sizzling and crackling and popping with abundance as it dances through Pisces. And it brings us opportunity, and it brings us manifestation. And if you think of everything that Venus is all about, you know, she's all about desire, all about wealth and riches. She's all about sensual pleasures. She's all about society and our friendships and our relationships. She's all about wanting to be surrounded by beauty and by abundance and by comfort. And she wants to be loved. She really does. She just wants to be loved. Now here she is, and she's exalted. There's no better place for her to be. And it's almost like this glorious, glorious energy steps into her queendom. And she is just surrounded by abundance and beauty and love. And now you can see how that is really just so beautiful, because we got the exalted sun, which is this energy that says, remember, you're a queen. Remember, you're a king. Remember, you're divine. And then we've got this gloriously divine energy that knows it's divine. And it's just all about abundance on every single level. Abundance physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally. So this is just such a beautiful energy. So is it good for our money? Is it good for our relationships? Is it good for our friendships? Is it good for our social networks? And because it's in Jupiter, Jupiter runs Pisces. Again, it's this energy of expansion. It's this energy of growth. It's this energy of absolute connectiveness. Now, we know that Pisces is also a little bit dreamy, and we know that it is also able to be in a space where it can daydream about what it wants. But here we've got this very, very glorious energy, this soft energy that we have dancing through us. It's not hugely driven. So the difference where we've got Jupiter is retrograde in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is quite a driven energy. We've got the sun exalted in Aries, and these two are popping with, come on, let's focus, let's get it done, let's make it happen. We've got Venus, who's just like a little bit indolent. You know, she likes the comforts, does Venus. And she's in Pisces, which is also not that hugely driven. And so it takes us into this space now of, we've got the drive, we've got the power, we've got the passion, we've got the dreams, we've got the hopes, and we've got the visions. And you know what? We can have all the action in the world, but if we don't have the dreams, we're not going to be able to get there. And we can have all the dreams, and we can have all the hopes and all the visions in the world, but if we don't have the action, we're not going to get there. And so these two segue so very, very beautifully together. And it's just such a lovely energy. So because it gives love and it receives love, it's good for our relationships. It's good for our marriages. It's good for our lovers. It's good to be in this space where we are connecting with our friends, but we're also in a space where we're enjoying the abundance. If there's one thing you want to do as we go through Venus Exalted, is say to the universe, I'm ready to receive. Now, here's what's really nice, is because the sun is shining and it is shining so that there are no shadows. Okay, so any shadows that you've got about being able to receive, whether it's abundance or whether it's love or whether it's connection or whether it's wealth or riches or whether it's sensuality, that the sun is highlighting this, and all you've got to do is be in this space that says, I give myself permission to receive. I give myself to permission, whether it is wealth, whether it is riches, whether it is being loved, whether it's being liked. I give myself permission to be in this full Venus exaltation. It's just glorious. It's just such a glorious energy. And what it's saying to you, to us, to everybody, what it's saying to you is Venus exalted is reminding us of magic. Because, you know, Pisces, that 12th house energy, it really is. It's all about magic. It's all about faith. It's all about seeing what is unseen and knowing that there is a subtext and knowing that there is this glorious energy. So Venus exalted is saying to us, remember you used to believe in magic? Let's get back there. Remember that you used to dream, you used to hope. Let's dig those out and let's see what it was that we used to be. You know, I think when we go through hard years, I think we stop dreaming because we kind of get disappointed, and we stop hoping because the despair of things not materializing or manifesting is hard. Venus exalted, as we go through this in 2019, is saying to you, come on, let's get back to those dreams and let's get back to those visions and let's get back to those hopes that we all had. Let's get back to that space where we really believed in faith and magic. Let's really step into the connectivity of it all and step into the flow of it all. Because it's almost as if the universe is using this energy of Guru retrograde, of Syria exalted, of Shukra exalted, to say, you've struggled enough. It's now time for you to receive bliss in your life. Such a beautiful energy. It really is such a beautiful energy. And then, of course, all of this is happening in the waxing of the moon. We've got a full moon that happens on the 19th of April, and I'll do another short video about what that moon is about. But you can see now how powerful this energy is. Here, the blanket energy of April is connectivity, hard work, creativity. And then we go a little bit deeper and we've got Jupiter retrograde, which is all about expansion and wisdom and growth and knowledge and improve and develop and follow through and opportunities and doors opening and motivation and excitement and all of these glorious things. And then we've got the sun, which is exalted in Aries, which is saying, come on, which is just so exciting. And then what we've also got happening at the same time, we've got this Venus exalted, which is saying, just dig out those hopes and dreams and blow them off and just, you know, kind of bring them back into perspective. And then don't forget that we're in that Rahu Ketu transit, which is also about shifting and changing so much and pushing us into a space of creative expansion and consciousness and connection. So you can see why this particular month is just throbbing with power. It's just really throbbing with power. And I think all we have to do is literally say to the universe in a moment of deep connection, I'm ready, bring it on. I'm ready, bring it on. Because all of this is happening around us. And as we go through the next couple of weeks, you're going to see it manifesting in front of you. You're going to see the evidence of it dancing in front of you. And you will see it out there in other people's lives and then start to be aware of it as it's happening within your life. What it says is, if there's something that you've been wanting to stand on stage and say, this is the time to do it. If there's a decision that you've been needing to make, this is the time to do it. If you have been in a space where you have been trying desperately to receive from the universe, this is the time to say to the universe, I'm ready now. If you're in a space where you want to be more connected and to be part of that cosmic flow and that cosmic river, there's never been a better time. It really, truly is a time where the energy around us is just sizzling with consciousness. It's an invitation that says, come, come and dance with me. And all we have to do is say yes. All we have to do is say yes. I'm going to wrap up here because I could talk about this forever. This energy that we're in over the next 2 weeks specifically, believe you can and you're halfway there. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to stand for? What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to start doing? Dig that out and really, really look at it. Believe you can. You're halfway there. With the energy right now that is throbbing through and pulsating through anything that you believe you can. It's kind of like you believe you can is you're like 2 steps towards the universe. The universe will do the rest, because it's just such a powerful energy. I was once told that for every step we take towards God, God takes 1,000 steps towards us. That has never been more appropriate than in a space like we are right now. For every step forward that we take, the universe takes 1,000 towards us. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. And if you're sitting there saying, oh, you know what, I'm too old and I'm never going to get there, and, you know, like really, that was last year's dream. If you've got a heartbeat, is still time. You know, whether you're 82 or 42 or 22, if you've got a heartbeat, there's still time. Whether it is for marriage, whether it is for wealth, whether it is for abundance, whether it's for launching a new business, whether it's for writing a book. When I was studying psychology, there was a woman who was studying psychology with us. She was 78. And I remember thinking at the time, how fabulous that here she was, and she was getting to the end of her life, and she said, you know what, I'm ready for more learning and more studying. And she went and enrolled herself in a psychology degree. How fabulous is that? If you have a heartbeat, there's still time for your dreams. Dig those dreams out. And I'm going to leave you with this. If you can dream it, you can do it. With a Jupiter retrograde, with an exalted sun, with exalted Venus in this particular Rahu Ketu transit, with a waxing moon, you better believe it. If you can dream it, you can do it. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this makes sense. I get so passionate, I get so excited about this. I could talk about this for hours. Of course, what I've spoken about is the general energy. How it relates to you is very specific to your Vedic chart. So if you want to know how all of these fabulous energies now start to translate in your space, give me a call. And let's set up some time and let's do a full Vedic reading. And let's see what is happening in your space and how you can leverage it to your very, very best benefit. It is the most sacred of readings that you can do, because it's just so exciting to see of what is happening and how you can leverage it to be able to move forward. So if this has resonated with you, get hold of me. I would love to work with you. And but I'm going to leave it there. Remember, as we go through this next couple of weeks, as above, so below, as within, so without, has never been more appropriate than here right now. I hope you have got some benefit out of this. If you need more information, click on the links below. If you haven't watched the videos, I'll put those links in as well. And connect with me, and I would love to see you as we go through the month. But have a glorious, glorious month and every success. And I will see you for a short video as we go into the full moon on the 19th. Until then, bye for now. And have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.